I don't think there's a Japanese video game genre as iconic as visual novels.
The first-person interaction with three-dimensional beings has taken the player to a new level of escaping from reality, either by satisfying the need to discover a deep story or filling a void of solitude, all within a video game. The simple gameplay structure of visual novels opened the door to the evolution of so-called hybrid visual novels, which offers new types of interactivity to the player. It was this evolution that would give birth to various series, such as the Idolmaster. Hello again, welcome to another video for the Idolmaster subs. This video is going to be a very special type of video because we are going to go through the entire history of the Idolmaster story games. These will be done in several parts because there are multiple Idolmaster story games, and hence please look forward to every video covering every game. This video is part 1, which will tackle First Vision, also known as the very first Idolmaster games. Please enjoy! For the very first game in the series, a character development game with a hefty amount of text, arcade is certainly a weird platform of choice, but there is a reason for that. The initial goal was to utilize the progress-saving magnetic stripe cards, which make it possible for arcade players to save their progress. The concept of being able to save progress at the time was rare. As such, arcade games that let you save your progress were a novelty at the time. The Idolmaster is actually the second game from Namco to feature this technology, the first being Dragon Chronicle. The theme was decided later. The motif in mind was a gal game at first, since games like Tokimeki Memorial and Sakura Wars were popular. The idol theme was chosen because of the popularity of the TV program Asayan. One of the series' defining characteristics, 3D, was chosen to cut costs, especially in animation. While in development, Namco's Yumeria, a visual novel with 3D models for PS2, was also released. It is said that the Idolmaster team mainly comprised of the Yumeria team. In other words, Idolmaster is more or less Yumeria's spiritual successor. Several promotions and later tests on July 26, 2005, the Idolmaster Arcade was released. The game established many staples of the series. You play as the producer, managing the idol of your choice in 765 Productions, read as Namco or Namco Pro. 765 is a blatant reference of Namco's spelling. The main loop of the game is lessons, communications, then auditions. The ultimate goal of the game is to reach rank S by the end of the game, challenging rank up auditions within a limited amount of weeks. There are 3 main stats to pay attention to: vocal, dance, and visual. Exclusive to the arcade game is a character stat. The actual numbers of the stats are not that important, just the general range. It's more of a preview for the capabilities of the idols, so to speak. The game features the initial 10 idols, actually 9 playable characters, the 765 Pro idols. Haruka Amami, voiced by Eriko Nakamura, the bright red main character. She is rather klutzy, but as a beginner-friendly character, she is a good starting point for beginner producers. The symbol and representative of the series, complete with her trademark ribbons. Chihaya Kisaragi, voiced by Asami Imai, the blues singing diva. She has been depicted as the goddess of vocals in the series, but due to her gloomy upbringing, she is very difficult to handle, indicated by her rock-bottom character stat. Wrong choice in comm use, and it will be difficult for you to raise her tension back to the desired level, hence the so-called Chihaya downward spiral phenomenon. Yukiho Hagiwara, voiced by Yurina Hase at the time, the white crybaby angel. One of the first Yamato Nadeshiko of the series, so to speak. She is mild-mannered. She may be a good girl and won't go deep to the downward spiral quickly, but raising her stats may prove to be a challenge. Oh, about her voice actress being different from her second vision voice actress? It's a story for another time. Yayoi Takatsuki, voiced by Maya Konigo, is the cheerful orange kid, as bright as the sun. One of the most energetic idols of the agency. When I mean energetic, I also mean she has great stamina. And combined with her small physique, she can be considered as the mascot of Namco Pro. She works as an idol to help with her family's finances. Ritsuko Akizuki, voiced by Naomi Wakabayashi. She is the Green Demon Sergeant. Stern, ambitious, but caring, she decided to debut as an idol because the agency has too few idols. She's got a good brain on her, but because of that, you have to prove that you're worthy to be her producer. She is picky and character-wise difficult to handle, similar to Chihaya and Yori. Her voice actress is known to be a big fan of the Idolmaster, which leads Ritsuko further to the more ambitious route of character development down the line. Azusa Miura, Voiced by Chiaki Takahashi, she is the Violet Venus, the soft big sister of the agency. Her main motive to be an idol is to find her special destined person. This is a rather bold characterization to depict considering the taboo of the idol world at the time. She is slow-paced, so as long as you don't rush her, you will be fine with her. Iori Minase, voiced by Rie Kugumiya, the Tsundere Queen. She is a haughty, sharp-tongued pink princess. As arrogant of a spoiled rich girl as she is also dedicated and a capable idol, and more considerate than you think. To gain her approval, you have to prove that you're a good enough producer to take care of her. Makoto Kikuchi, voiced by Hiromi Hirata, the black handsome prince of the agency. She often laments her boyish looks and strives to have a more girly image, though most of the time, she falls flat on that aspect. An honest and good girl, things won't go awry too easily when you're with her. Just make sure to not poke about her handsomeness. Ami and Mami Futami, both voiced by Asami Shimoda, are the yellow twin little devils. They're more or less a flip and recolor of each other. As naughty as they are, they're more docile than you think. Gameplay-wise, they're counted as one character. Sometimes one replaces the other. Ami is often the main highlight, while Mami is the shadow of the two. They seem to be indistinguishable, but spend enough time with them, and you'll be able to tell their individual personalities sooner or later. Within first vision games, idols with low character stat will raise their stats easily. But by near the end of the playthrough, their stats decay more easily. Idols with high character stat are the opposite. This categorization also affects the tension stat. Tension means mood in Japanese. Idols with low character stat are hard to please and have their tension decrease easily. Idols with high character stat are easy to have their tension raised and won't gain their tension lowered easily. The effects of tension levels are complex. High tension levels is great for auditions and the memory appeal roulette. The opposite is vice versa. However, high tension is not ideal for training. It is said that some lessons will get closed because of this. On low tension, your idol may request extra lessons. Each character stat will demand more of your specific skills as a producer. It is recommended to start with idols that have medium character stat. The skills they demand for you are more balanced. There is also the memory appeal count. It works like ammo. They will have their own section about what role they play in the game and how to get more of them. Lessons have their own minigames because, of course, this is an arcade game. Each lesson raises different stats. The minigames differ too, so as the producer, your skills at playing the minigames are essential to progressing in the game. The better you perform with the idol in the lessons, the better the stats will be raised. The staple minigame of the series is a visual emotion box, Hunt One. It stars in every Idolmaster console game that has listen minigames. The lyrics is the most important, but not a friendly one. The letters can rotate like crazy on harder levels. Communications is the very visual novel part, or gal game, if you will, of the game. You, well, watch and interact with the idol. Select choices that will make the idol give different responses depending on what you do. There is a touch segment as well for the choices, being an arcade game with a touch screen as it is. The arcade game is the reason why touch segments in communes exist and have been kept in subsequent games. That includes the notorious act of pie touching. As infamous as this is though, in certain communes the right answer is actually touching the chest. Context matters. The goal of the communes is to make correct decisions as much as possible and get perfect communication. The result determines how many memory appeal ammo you get. Don't get bad when you can though. You don't want your ammo to be decreased.
嫌です。そんなところ撫でないで。こんな感じで雰囲気出ましたか?
The results of the bad decisions can be hilarious, so sometimes it can be difficult to resist. Auditions are the main purpose you raise stats, memory appeal, and tension. For each period, you get to choose the song you use. The song chosen will affect the idol's stats, and they also function like equipment. The song has other functions as well in the audition, deciding the BPM of rhythm for once. Before audition, you can set the idol's coordinates or equipment. Each piece boosts specific stats. You can choose to have the costume you want or maximize stats. For first vision games, one thing to note before going to any audition is the trend. It shows which stats will be favored in that week. Finally, the audition itself. The audition is quite complex. The main goal of the audition is to get as many stars as possible. Stars are rewarded depending on where you land on the judging segments of each judge. The values of the judges are not equal though, as they depend on the trends. There are 3 judges, each corresponding to a stat. Judges with the number 1 trending stat hold more values and will give you more stars. For each judging segment, your score towards each judge will be valued compared to the rivals. The higher you rank for each judge, the more stars you will get. The caveat is that each judge has an interest gauge, basically their HP. When it reaches 0, the judge will go away and nullify the stars they give to everyone, you and your rivals alike. This can be an evil strategy to sabotage stronger rivals. In real time, you have to press the appeal buttons in timing for each appeal moment. The appeal button corresponds to the stat that will give points for each judge of that stat. The higher the stat, the higher the score you will give to that judge. You can press one more button at the same time to appeal to more than one judge. The resulting score will be cut individually, however. Be sure to time it to the rhythm for maximum results. Yes, this is a rhythm game as well, more or less. Appealing will decrease the judge's interest, especially the number 1 judge. You can also appeal with memory appeal. Using memory appeal will bring out memory roulette. If you get a good on it, you will give a great score to all judges and it will increase their interest. If you get bad, however, you will decrease your score towards them and their interest. It may sound like good is the way to go, but bad memory appeals are great to shoo away judges. You know, the benefit of doing that. Fans are needed to access rank-up auditions, since your ranking up until the end of the idol's career is the main purpose of the game. Getting stronger and accessing more difficult auditions, and then accessing the rank-up audition is the way to go. If you're asking why you need to rank up as high as possible, the reason is to access the true end, the ultimate goal of the Idolmaster games. The pursuit of this is not easy, however. To gain the true ending, you must win the Dome concert with your idol's rank at rank A or above. If you've achieved this, you've become the titular Idolmaster. True ends are a staple of the series as well. Considering the open-ended nature of the games, true ends are there to drive you to play as best as you can. This true end thing seems to be related to Idolmasters as a gal game. Some true ends even have a big hint of the idol's romantic feelings. Ironically, idols having a relationship is a good recipe for scandals. Despite this, this is the ultimate goal of gal games. Harsh commentary, don't you think? That being said, Idolmaster is also the game's titular highest title for producers. You need to attain 3 million fans to get the title. To reach this number, the management must be very tight. You can't lose auditions either. Stat raising is limited too, so you have to get used to the low stats if you're pursuing this. By the way, a small but important note about the fan count. If you've noticed, the idol count of the idols never starts at 0. It starts at 1. That's you. Yes, as the producer, you are your very first fan of your idol. This small but significant detail of gameplay mechanics is a staple for the series. The game had online features. The cabinets include a monitor that specifically show the rankings, showing the units that are at the national top for that period. There are many features too, like checking the stats of your progress via the internet, auditions with actual players as the opponents, and there were even downloadable media games for mobile phones. Flip mobile phones, that is, not current smartphones. The game can send you emails from the idols too, called Mail Please. Last but not least, thanks to the online connection, the game can receive patches to update the game content for new and updating balances. There is the interesting culture of playing the arcade game though. Because the concept of the game is to keep playing against human opponents, and we know how crazy human opponents can get, it is reported that some players deliberately played at a time where there weren't many players playing the game online to avoid losing. With the limited time nature of the game, losing is devastating. The players even went as far as playing the game late night to decrease the chance of encountering stronger players. Or, if they're lucky, they're just going to fight CPUs instead. Such a weird game. And as you may guess, the game is super harsh for an arcade game. 1 credit is 200 yen, it lets you play for 1 week. 3 credits, or 500 yen, will give you 3 weeks of play. It is said that the game can consist of 61 to 63 weeks for a playthrough. So, for 1 true end, you have to spend 10,000 yen. For casual players, of course, this is very tasking. The reading part, as it is a visual novel, made it difficult to take turns with other players too, reducing the flow of the cash. Not to mention, the machines are very expensive as well. With players that get turned off from the difficulty, and the high price combined with the high cost on the operator arcade side, it's difficult to say that the Idolmaster arcade is a commercial success. In Japan these days, arcade games that let you save progress with RFID memory cards are quite popular. AIME and Mana Pass cards, for example. This game is an important part of gaming history. Sadly, the online service was retired on September 1, 2010 to coincide with the Idolmaster 2's development and marketing. The online service may be gone forever, but there are still some places in Japan that still have the Idolmaster cabinets, notably in Akihabara's Hirose Entertainment Yard, Taito. The game still functions in offline mode, so when you have the chance, go for it. Try out the game and treat yourself with its freshly printed memory card. This is the game that started everything after all. Here's some small trivia. In the game, President Takagi mentioned that he used to be a producer too before. Considering Namco's history, Wonder Momo comes in mind. Yes, it was speculated that Momo Kanda, the idol that played a role as Wonder Momo in theater plays, was the idol that President Takagi produced. Wonder Momo is Namco's first idol game, not the Idolmaster. Wonder Momo is a side-scrolling beat-em-up though, so it's an entirely different game from the Idolmaster. Wonder Momo's costume even became a DLC costume to use. That speculation got debunked in Second Vision, however. That is for another time, of course.